girl. This is gonna be a long one, so you better get your bugles and your Valentina or your Tapatio. Drink up, homie. It's Modest Mickey, and I'm back with another story time. This story time is about to be a little bit long. I don't know why, but I'm just super excited to do this one. So, let's get to it. Today we're going to be talking about the time that someone broke in to one of our cars. So this was about 4 years ago because I was not even with Matthew. In fact, I was in a different relationship and I was getting close to ending that relationship. So I want to say this was about 2013, maybe. I was still living at my parents' house. We were all at the house. It was me, my sisters, my parents, and my madrina. My madrina had come to visit us this night. It was starting to get late, but we were pretty wide awake still. I can't remember who, but one of us decided that it would be a good idea to go to the casino that's like 35 minutes away from our home. And we're like, heck yeah, let's go. I, of course, volunteered to be the DD because your girl doesn't drink. Alcohol just isn't my thing. I don't know why. I've tried it. Sometimes it's all right, but I can never get crunk off it. I'm sorry. I'm not that one. However, both my parents and my madrina do like to drink, so I thought, you know, I would offer to be their DD so that they can get some drinks flowing, cut a little loose, you know. My two younger sisters were gonna stay home. At this time, my sister, who is like 2 years younger than me, she was still underage, so she couldn't go anyways because she wasn't old enough to gamble or even old enough to drink. So she volunteered to stay and babysit our little baby sister. At this time, I did not have the current car that I have, the one that I almost hit the deer with, which, by the way, if you have not watched that, you need to go do it. Click that little eye icon somewhere on the screen. Go watch it because yeah, I purchased a car and I nearly crashed it like 4 days later after I bought it. Yeah, crazy story. Anyways, we take my Jetta. So it seats 5 people. It's an old 99 Volkswagen Jetta. Say what you want. That car was my baby. And we head out. So it doesn't take us very long to get to the casino. The first thing we do when we get to this casino is we go to the cheap penny, dime, nickel, whatever slots because I had never gambled in my life. I've never been attracted to the whole gambling scene. So when I got there, my madrina was like, don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna teach you how to gamble. So we went to the cheap slot machines first. And of course, I'm having a good time. It's my first time ever putting some money into a machine, hoping I get rich. Going crazy every time that the machine makes a noise. I don't even know what's happening. I'm just like, ah! My godmother was having a grand old time making fun of me every time I would like squeal or laugh. I know she loves me. I'm a favorite. I went in and I was like, hey, I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make some money. Even though actually I'm pretty sure I lost money. I think I lost like 50 cents that night. No biggie. So we play for a little while. Nobody is winning anything really. So we decide to just get up, walk around, and possibly skirt on out of there because we're just not really feeling it, even though we were really feeling it before we got there. We were getting ready to leave the casino at this point. This was around 12 a.m. Keep in mind, okay? We're walking around thinking about leaving at 12 a.m. As we are walking around this casino, we stumble across this like bar that it's kind of enclosed, but you can see over. It has like one of those half walls where you can see into the area and you can see like the people sitting there and what's going on in the bar. And we see that there is a live band playing there. My dad loves live bands. Loves them. My dad suggests, hey, why don't we sit down, get some food, get some drinks, dance a little, you know, sip a little, work a little, smoke a little. No, not smoking. None of us smoke. he suggests that we go sit down and enjoy some of the entertainment that is being provided at this bar. And we do. Time goes by and it's about 1:30 in the morning now. We decide, okay, that's enough, let's head out. And not only that, I don't know if my parents felt this, but I know for some reason I felt like we should really leave. Something inside me was like, get home, like go straight home, get there as fast as you can. Obviously, like, don't kill yourself, but just focus on getting home. That is like something that was going through my head, like, okay, time to go home, time to go home. Like, there was this just like urgency. Something was telling me you need to get home. So this is where, for me, looking back, it's a little bit creepy because we were gonna leave at midnight, okay? Remember the first time we got up away from the slot machines and then we were walking around before we got to the bar? We were planning on leaving, but something, for some reason, pulled us to stay. My dad was the one who suggested we should go, and then something told him, you know what, let's stay. And now it's 1:30 in the morning and something inside me is saying you need to get home. To me, it's like a force of some sort changed our minds and was like, no, you don't need to go home yet. Wait a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, time to go. Almost like a premonition or something. We start driving back home and it takes us about 35-40 minutes. We start to approach our house. We're on the street where we live on. Just to give you a mental picture, our driveway, it's pretty wide. It's not long, but it's wide, okay? To the far left, this is probably your guys's, right? I don't know. To the far left is my dad's work truck. In the middle, there is nothing. That's where I would park my car. And then to the far right is my mom's truck. So dad's work truck, blank space, meant for me, mom's truck. Got it. We pull in to the driveway and I have to stop because something is in the way, something is impeding me from parking in my spot because something is there. My mom's car is right here and her door is wide open. There's two legs kind of like dangling from the car. And at first I thought, why is my sister out so late? It's 2 in the morning. Why is she in my mom's truck? What does she need so badly that she had to go in my mom's truck? As I'm thinking this, I'm like, wait a second. My sister's legs are not that long. My sister's legs are not that thick. My sister does not wear men's jeans. I freaking realize there is a stranger in my mom's truck. As I'm realizing this, my dad is already leaving my car. My lights are hitting this man's like legs and like the garage door. It's like they're beaming at him and he hasn't realized there's somebody here. I should skedaddle, you know, bye-bye. No, this guy is like so focused or I don't know, on something and does not realize we are already in our driveway. My car is running and it's not a quiet car. Like you can hear the engine, so I don't understand why he didn't realize we were there. My dad is sneaking out of the car and about to go to the truck where this man is. Now, y'all can judge me, say what you want. You can be like, you shouldn't have done that. You should have let your dad sneak up on him and beat his ass. And you know what? I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you would think that. But this is my dad. And I was looking out for him. So I blared the car horn to let this guy know, like, hey, idiota, there's people here. We caught you. Get out of the car. Like, jig is up. Because if I hadn't, who knows? Like, if my dad had snuck up on this guy, what if this guy had a knife on him? What if he had a gun on him or something and like he scares the dude and then like my dad gets shanked or he gets shot? Like, no, I'm not gonna chance that. So I went and hit the horn. So what? Judge me. So the guy tenses up. He's in the truck and he's like you can tell immediately he was like, oh shit. He carefully starts pulling out his upper body out of the car, but he makes sure that he's not showing us his face. He turns and faces the car door and he starts walking sideways. And then, I can't remember if he closed the car door, but he goes around in front of my mom's truck And my dad, because I honked the horn, my dad is now sneaking on the other side of the truck where the passenger door is. He's going that way towards the front of the truck. So the guy comes to the front of the truck. He's trying to leave and he sees my dad and he immediately turns around, just whoop, makes a U-turn. He runs through the hedges. We have these hedges next to our driveway and he runs right through those into the neighbor's yard, cuts through the neighbor's yard and goes onto the sidewalk and is just like running. My dad Usain bolted, started sprinting right towards this man. He's just like running, okay? Now, as this is happening, I am yelling. I'm like, get it up! You're on camera! You've been caught! I'm letting him know we caught him on camera. We have surveillance cameras around our house. But of course, he's not gonna listen to me, so he keeps running. My godmother and my mom both got in their cars. My godmother leaves and my mom left to actually follow my dad down the street because she wanted to make sure he was okay. So as my godmother and my mom leave the driveway and start heading towards my dad and this man who's running away, I'm on the phone with 911 and I am shaking. I am shook. My voice is shaking uncontrollably. And I'm like,
we got home and there was this guy in my mom's car and my dad confronted him because we caught him in the act and my mom's like right behind them, like in her car. This is the address, blah, 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 blah.
I'm just feeding him a bunch of information. As I'm talking to this guy on the phone, I'm also running to the house and unlocking the door and I head straight to the basement because that's where my sisters were sleeping. And I'm checking up on them. I'm like,
hey, are you guys okay? Like, did anything happen while we were gone?
And they are scared. Like, my sister, the older one, she's deaf, so she like didn't hear the car horn or anything. She, I think, was already half asleep when I came into the room. And so the one who's really scared is my little sister because she heard everything. Like, she heard me blare the horn and now I'm coming in like yelling and like asking them if they're okay. So she's like,
yeah, like everything's fine. Why? What's wrong?
And so I'm like,
there was a guy in my mom's car and now dad's chasing after him and my mom too.
And they cannot believe that this whole thing is happening. Like, it was insane. So I'm trying to give this guy as much information as I can. Like, I try to tell the guy how tall the man looked. Like, he looked like he could have been like 6 feet tall, maybe even taller. He had jeans on, blue jeans. I can't remember what color shirt he had on, but I know I told him. And then I could have sworn he had gloves on for some reason, but he didn't. After we looked in the surveillance video, I was like, well, I gave them the wrong information, but oh well. Once I finished and I gave them as much information as I was able to give them, the guy was like,
okay, like that is plenty of information. Thank you so much.
And then he has the nerve. I get it. He was trying to compliment me, but at the same time, I was like, this is not the time to be telling you this. But he recognized that. He was like,
I know this isn't the most appropriate time to tell you this, but you gave me the information in like the correct order. You did it in such a calm manner. You should really consider working for emergency services and answering phones for things like this.
And I was like,
thanks?
how do I respond to that? I'm just like,
okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
later on, my parents arrive at the house. And they tell me that my dad, he was able to keep up with this guy up until this guy blared a little like hand horn, like one of those air horn things, and then he dropped it. My dad stopped to pick it up and see what it was, and then he kept chasing after him, but then because he stopped to pick it up and then went after him, he lost a little bit of that, you know, he was kind of gaining on him, but then he lost some of that because he had to stop and pick that up. My dad was like, that guy was not working by himself. There was more people because that was him signaling them like, leave the premises, I've been caught. My dad's still chasing after him, but then this guy jumped into some person's backyard and cut through there. And my dad was like, nope, not gonna mess with that. My dad is Latino and he has darker skin, okay? Somebody sees a white dude and a brown guy in a backyard running, who you think they're gonna blame? Who you think they're gonna blame? Is he gonna cross into a different yard? Like, he was just kind of staying in the area, making sure that he could catch this guy. So then the other police arrive, and I think they arrived with the canine units as well, and so they were like trying to search and see if they could find a person. And as my parents are driving back to our house, which is like just a couple blocks away from where they lost him. They see him on a different side of the road, I think. And my dad's like telling my mom like,
stop the car, stop the car.
And he's trying to get out, but newer cars will not unlock unless you park the car. So my dad's like yelling at my mom like,
unlock the doors, unlock the doors.
And my mom's like, I can't, I have to park. And so she parks and then he finally is able to get out. But by then the guy realizes like, oh crap, that's the car. So he's bolting it again and my dad's like trying to get after him, but again, he lost him. We were not able to stop this guy. The police does come later on and they ask us if they can get a copy of the surveillance footage. I was able to pull it up on our little TV that we have that shows the live feed the whole entire time and you can play it back. And what is crazy, you guys, and this is what makes me think like something had to have been telling us that we had to go home, because we literally pulled up and caught this guy in our car like 2 minutes after he had just gotten into the car. How does that even happen? How? We were gonna leave at midnight. We would have got there like before 1 a.m. and we would have woken up to a car that had gotten broken into.
So as you can see, this is the video feed from that night. It is 2:21 in the morning. He goes in front of our car trying to go to the passenger side, but our motion sensor light turns on, so he goes back to the driver's side. He waits for a car to pass by and then he goes inside of our car and he starts looking around the car with his flashlight. Now you see my headlights come into view. I honk my horn, and so he is alerted and he starts to get out of the car. So he goes to the front of the car and then he sees my dad coming up to him. So he books it through the neighbor's yard and my dad chases after him.
So this guy takes a copy of the surveillance footage and then he's like, okay, well, you know, we opened a report. We're gonna take this. Hopefully we can get the guy, but you know, like just let us know if you find out anything, if you find anything, blah, blah, blah. Well, we looked in the car. He didn't steal anything. Actually, he left us a few things, I think. We found an aux cord that we don't think belonged to us, and there was a pair of sunglasses that didn't belong to us. There was nothing taken from our car. We caught him like right at the perfect moment to where he couldn't take anything, I guess, and he panicked and just dropped what he had and left. Later on, we found out that we weren't the only ones who had had their car broken into. Just down the street, there was another car that had been broken into, but their glass, like the window, had been shattered. So we got lucky that this guy just opened the car door. We think we accidentally left the door unlocked maybe, and then the guy just got in. But isn't that crazy that we pulled right up to somebody stealing stuff from our car? So I'm just happy that it turned out the way it did. Nobody got hurt. Stay safe, you guys, especially if you guys are traveling. It's really important that you don't let everybody and their mother know where it is that you're traveling. Make sure you have somebody taking care of the house, or that you have video surveillance, because a lot of criminals take advantage during this time of year. I wouldn't recommend putting yourself on the line to where you can be hurt by a criminal, but I mean, if you can stop a criminal, go you.
Really quickly, before I end this video, I just wanted to point out I found this on my Facebook today. It was the On This Day feature, and it let me know that exactly 3 years ago today is when this happened. These are actually the videos and posts that I had that night before this whole thing went down. Isn't that crazy? I had no idea, and this was totally unplanned. But anyways.
If you like this video, please make sure that you give this a big thumbs up. Also, make sure that you subscribe. Click that little subscribe button down below. Make sure you also tap that bell so that you are notified the second that my videos pop up. It means so much to me that you guys chose to watch my videos, chose to watch these story times. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And just a reminder, I am gonna be doing 12 days of Vlogmas. 12, not 24 or 25 like I respect YouTubers who are gonna do it. I can't do that yet. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna get back to eating my snacky snack. Cheers.